From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Hope you had a fantastic weekend out there. We have some very dangerous fire weather ahead of us. The potential for wind-driven fires in the valleys through Wednesday. The potential for lightning fires for the back half of this week up in the mountains, and still dealing with some poor air quality, although it's not looking as bad as it was for a lot of last week. Current air quality out there actually looking pretty good for most of us. We're thinking into the evenings it should surge again into places like Ellensburg, the Tri-Cities, and Walla Walla. Already windy this morning in the Kittitas Valley. A little bit later this evening, those are going to spill down into the upper Yakima Valley. Temperatures out there 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 54 for the Tri-Cities, 58 for Sunnyside, 65 degrees in Yakima. In the Tri-Cities, we're going to end up around 90 degrees when it's all said and done for today. I think a lot of lower elevation locations are going to end up pretty close to 90, except a little bit cooler in the Kittitas Valley. But the alert days in place for the valleys due to the uptick in fire weather. Also, I'll step you through the active fire still burning on the map coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And right now, this morning, Pacific Power responds after thousands lose electricity during wildfire season. The timeline of estimated repair and restoring of equipment. Also, traffic will start for the Wallula Junction. What to know for your morning's commute. Also, with air quality worsens in our region, is it affecting our local farmers and their produce sales?
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Monday morning, and thank you for joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Salas. Hope you had a good, safe weekend. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth now for the latest throughout the fires and the latest updates that went over this past weekend. Josh?
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. We're going to start off with the fire in the Cascades, the Three Queens fire, which is now closing in on 2,500 acres. It's burning to the north of Cochise Lake. No containment. The entire perimeter is very active right now. And so we still do have evacuations. They were expanded over the weekend, but you see expansive level 3 go now evacuations, and we have some level 2s and 1s. But in between Cochise Lake and Cle Elum Lake, you can find these exact boundaries posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. We'll go from the Cascades all the way over to the Blues. The Hagen fire, this one also very active over the weekend, over 45,000 acres. Only 11% contained. See the southern and still the eastern, but especially the northeastern side of the fire now very active, and it's for that reason. We saw evacuation expansions to the east of Oregon 204 in Union County and up towards the north towards the tollgate, Langdon Lake area. Speaking of tollgate, it's now closed for business. All of Oregon Highway 204 closed for business. This is a huge deal, as this is a big thoroughfare from Weston to Elgin. So if this happens to reopen, of course, we'll let you know, but you can check on those the latest, most up-to-date conditions for Oregon roadways by going to tripcheck.com. Okay, the Paradise Fire, which is more so burning in Wallowa and Columbia counties at this point. It's 3,100 acres. You can round up and say 3,200 acres at this point. But level 2B set evacuation still in place for southeastern Walla Walla County, northeastern Umatilla County. Over the weekend, we saw that expansion, level 1B ready area for Columbia County. Okay, and then finally, the new fire that we saw spark up over the weekend, the Nunamaker Road Fire in far northeastern Franklin County. It's around 21,000 acres, 80% contained, so this one is well in hand. You can find a lot more information about all these fires by going online to applevalleyNewsNow.com. For more fire coverage, let's go back to Zoe.
All right, thank you, Josh. Going into some of the fires over in Spokane now, where they have left tens of thousands of people forced to leave their homes. Some residents are now returning to their neighborhoods only to find their homes destroyed. One homeowner says the outpouring of support has shifted his perspective on what's important in Sunny Day reports.
Neighbors, friends, and loved ones showed up today to dig through the rubble for anything that was recoverable. Eric Frank tells us the loss of his home is devastating, but the community response has been heartwarming.
I've lost everything I own, everything I ever worked for, but I found out people love me and they care about me. I trade all of this for that.
Eric has been working with his insurance company throughout the week and says they've been wonderful help. But for him, the process has been extremely emotional.
I got to sit down yesterday and sketch every room in my house, which was very emotional. and then go through all my rolls of pictures and send them pictures of the inside of the house. So that emotional roller coaster of knowing this is what's here, but seeing all the love.
His partner, Lori Higgins, told us this week was busy for them both, especially Eric.
It's really hard, you know. He has some really rough moments, and then, of course, there's a million things to do. You know, list to make and pictures to send to the insurance company and, you know, companies to call to turn things off.
While in the neighborhood, we also saw women leaving colorful messages of hope on the sidewalk. Firefighters and neighbors helped residents clear pine needles and remove the dry fuel left behind as hot and dry conditions continue through this weekend. One man we spoke with said he came to water down his roof and check on his neighbor after seeing his story on the news earlier this week.
I always liked him. He had one of the best properties, the best looking lawns in the neighborhood. And when I saw it, I says, there can't be a second guy with that long blonde hair like Eric.
One woman on Eric Street had a relief station full of snacks and cold drinks set up for first responders and neighbors in the area. Lori and Eric said that love and human connection is the driving force getting them through these impossible times.
This was a you know, bricks and wood and nails and stuff, but you know what matters is the love of other people and the connection you have to them. So.
Eric told us next steps for him are recovering his possessions and said he just wants to be a sign of hope for others.
3 fires near Spokane has scorched hundreds of homes and structures since igniting a week ago. At least 3 fire-related deaths have been reported. All right, we turn now over into Yakima County, where Pacific Power released an update regarding the number of concerns that were expressed after recent outages. Enhanced safety settings were put in place for wildfire season, while others were shutting off the power due to the wildfires happening in close proximity to nearby neighborhoods. Around 6,200 customers lost power due to the Atanum Road Fire and the Stone Road Fire. This shut down 2,100 homes with power.
There are times where they cannot give notice due to the proximity of the fire and the safety to first responders, so there are times that they can't notify you. There's no advance notice for enhanced safety settings outages. Those are due to a fault on the line somewhere and they're instantaneous shutoffs.
Many people were able to get their power restored within an hour, but the recent Red Sky fire damaged equipment used by Pacific Power, which is disrupting homes even after the fire was contained. Pacific Power is reviewing its system settings to reduce impacts from enhanced safety settings. The company estimates that their equipment will be repaired and restored within about 2 weeks. Over into Walla Walla County now, where the Wallula Junction is experiencing more traffic. WSDOT says it's due to roadwork. Officials say State Route 730 between the junction of US 12 and the Oregon state line will see backups from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. until at least August 24th. We spoke to one truck driver who had a couple of thoughts on why traffic was backed up.
She just enjoying the view and enjoying the ride, and we just sit back and wait on whatever was happening. I mean, what I heard early that, water was coming across the road, but I didn't know where it was at. But then also I heard that they had a fire thing.
WSDOT also says there will be flaggers and pilot vehicles controlling and alternating traffic for the roadwork. With air quality alerts throughout our region, is it safe to shop for produce at the local farmers markets? And how is it exactly affecting the vendors? The smoke concerns have shut down many outdoor community events, even local pools. However, farmers markets are still open amid these conditions. Health officials and vendors say due to the air quality, it's not the produce that they're selling currently on their tables that's the concern. It's the produce that they are actively growing that's getting pushed back by weeks.
Pretty much any of the produce that I'm growing right now, it's all being slowed down, the growth rate, which again is just later to market, later sales. So yeah, it's just definitely putting everything behind, probably by at least 2 weeks. But for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much out of our hands until we get the fire stuff knocked down and get the air quality a little better.
Not only are farmers worried about their crops, they say turnout has been drastically down, making it harder to sell what good produce that they have left. If the air quality doesn't improve soon, vendors worry they will have to delay harvesting even longer, which is what they need right now is just a little bit of sunshine. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, when we return, wildfires aren't just affecting here in Washington state. Many states and regions in the western U.S. have also been affected by these disastrous wildfires. And your time right now is 6:09, taking a live look out into Yakima this morning. Going into this week, we are still looking at some air quality concerns, however, not as bad as last week. But what this exactly entails for us going into this new week here when we return.
Yep, just got back from Philly with the goods. Chopped and seasoned shaved steak, grilled onions, grilled peppers, melty Swiss-style cheese, all on a bakery soft hoagie roll. No one suspects a thing. Try my new Philly cheesesteak combo before it's too late.
Welcome to Jock in the Box. It has in fact not been a pleasure working with you.
What's going on?
Make sure to underline not. We're writing a resignation letter in case I win the Quest for the Million giveaway on New Year's Day.
Why not wait until you know you've won?
Yeah, at that point I'll already be a millionaire and writing letters just sounds like work. Hemsworth, let's play that back.
Yeah, penny pinching break room yogurt thief.
Nice, nice.
The Hayden Holmes Summer Concert Series at the ICCU stage returns August 25th through 29th, featuring country rock hitmaker Brantley Gilbert, multi-platinum rock band Skillet, country favorite Lee Brice, hip-hop icon Ice-T, with the Art of Rap featuring DJ Evil E and DJ Kevy Kev Rockwell, hosted by Mick Benzo and regional Mexican star El Jerry, Gerardo Coronel. Get your tickets today at BentonFranklinFair.com. BentonFranklinFair.com. And join us for the best week of summer, August 25th through 29th.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and bookstores. We'll even promote your book.
Call 1-800-711-9637 or scan the QR code.
Will you be a winner this week on Lucky Number Tuesday at Buy Mart? Stop in and check your number. Thousands will win 2 cans of Arizona 22-ounce teas just by matching their ending number. Plus, buy one for just 79 cents with Tuesday-only pricing. Match your entire number, and you'll win other great items, including an Active Era bed for your next camping adventure. Make sure your favorite Buy Mart is marked as your home store, making it possible for you to win with your entire number. Thousands win every Tuesday on Lucky Number Tuesday, only at Buy Mart.
Hey, Kevin, let's show them how it's done in Philly.
Yo, who's got it? This new Philly-style bonus Jack combo has grilled peppers and onions, fries, and a drink for only $5.49. Yo, Jack, hook me up with some jibbies.
Family. Get my new Philly Munchie Meal with new jibbies.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We'll still have to deal with some poor air quality and smoky skies for this week, but it doesn't look like it's going to be as bad as it was for last week, at least as things stand for now. So we'll put this into motion with futurecast surface smoke. And really the cycle is going to be that I think during the day the air quality should be, it's not going to be perfect, but it should be mostly good. But watch what happens as we head into the evening. You see the Three Queens fire flaring up in Kittitas County, those winds out of the north and west, so that brings the smoke plume into the Kittitas Valley and then downwind of there eventually into the Tri-Cities and into Walla Walla. So that'll be what we're expecting to go down for Monday, and then for Tuesday it looks like the cycle is going to be exactly the same. Now granted, this could change if we see additional fires popping up across the map. To see how to stay safe during bouts of poor air quality, you can do exactly that by downloading our weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. You can access that information by going online to applevalleynewsnow.com as well. High temperatures not going to be oppressively hot for this week, and the Tri-Cities for today will be in the low 80s by lunchtime and then low 90s for the warmest part of the day. So we're thinking 80s and 90s in general for lower elevations. Could be much worse, so we'll definitely take this. And the high temperatures not going to move a whole lot over these next 7 days. So at least that is in our corner. But unfortunately, this is definitely working against us. Some tough fire weather through Wednesday in the valleys and then up in the mountains for later this week. We'll talk about both those aspects coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. Going over now into where fire danger has continued over the western U.S. over the weekend. Firefighters battling to keep destructive blazes from spreading across the region faced challenging conditions. Crews in Canada also battling these flames as well, as Reed Binion reports.
Nobody wants to sit out here in triple-digit temperatures for hours on end.
Residents in western Nevada under evacuation orders Sunday due to a large wildfire burning north of Reno.
A quick gust of wind, and that's when the fire will spark up again. So that's why we are keeping residents out of those communities.
As of Sunday night, the bug fire had burned more than 11,000 acres. It's burning along Nevada's border with California, a state also facing wildfires, including the Ridge Fire in Southern California, which resulted in a temporary freeway closure and major traffic jam. Winds seen here whipping that blaze up into a so-called fire devil. The blaze was eventually brought under control. In Nevada's neighbor to the east, Utah, firefighting efforts turned deadly. A helicopter crashed with 2 people on board who authorities say were battling the Widemouth 2 fire. Both the pilot and the passenger were killed. Meanwhile, some evacuation levels have been downgraded in the massive fires that have burned over the last week in Spokane County, Washington. But the fight against those blazes isn't over, and the devastation is massive.
I've lost everything I own, everything I ever worked for, but I found out people love me.
Across the border in Canada, more flames. One blaze, the Bald Range wildfire in British Columbia, forced roughly 12,000 residents to evacuate.
Conditions are extremely dangerous and changing minute by minute.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Coming up here on Good Morning Northwest, when we return, we are in an alert day, people, and we are looking at more going into this week. We still have high fire danger concerns, air quality we need to talk about, everything you need to know to get your week started when we return here after this.
Struggling with heartburn or reflux? At Prosser Digestive Health Motility Center, Dr. Amber Sharon and our experienced team offer Bravo pH testing to help get real answers. This minimally invasive test measures acidity levels in your esophagus using a small wireless capsule. Bravo pH testing can help your provider better understand your symptoms and create a treatment plan tailored to your needs. Ask your provider for a referral to Prosser Digestive Health Motility Center. Call 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org.
Ready to move to the music and savor the munchies? Join Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for the 9th Annual Music and Munchies, Saturday, September 19th at the Reach Museum in Richland. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. Featuring live music from American Honey with headliner Austin Jenks. Taste local bites and bid in the silent auction. Presented by Tri-County Partners and Peton Wealth. Every bite and every beat helps build safe, affordable homes. See you under the stars.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Don't be worried or overwhelmed with moving into a retirement home. Piper Barton is your turnkey resource for premier 55-plus communities. From repairs and packing to prepping, listing, and selling your current home, all managed with white glove care. Piper Barton delivers quality resources and smooth timelines. You can expect discretion, clarity, and results from start to sold. Sit down and have a simple conversation with Piper Barton about next steps today.
During wildfire season, a spark could become an inferno. That's why Apple Valley News Now's First Alert team is always tracking.
Winds, humidity, lightning, even the smallest change can make the biggest difference.
It matters to you, which means it matters to us.
When it comes to wildfires, the First Alert team is on your side for one reason: to keep you safe. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and the First Alert team, on air, in your hand, or online, only on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have the potential for wind-driven fires in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys through Wednesday. Then we'll have the potential for lightning fires a little bit later in the week up in the mountains. So first, let's talk about the wind-driven fire aspect. For today through Wednesday, we're going to be critically to extremely dry across the board, okay? But then you factor in the wind gusts that we'll see, especially for the Kittitas and the upper Yakima valleys. So we're thinking 30 to 45 mile per hour gusts for today. For tomorrow, maybe a little bit lighter, but still anywhere between 25 to 35 miles per hour. And then for Wednesday, it's going to be the same as Tuesday, between 25 to 35 miles per hour. So fires could start or spread quickly in that kind of environment. Here's how to sign up for emergency alerts for Oregon counties, oralert.gov. For Washington counties, mil.wa.gov/alerts. Pound local could quite literally save your life for the rest of this fire season. Okay, then we have the lightning fire potential for Thursday through Saturday. For now, we're going with the Cascades and Blues. And by the way, this time frame very conservative. This could very easily be Wednesday through Sunday. For now, we're just honing in on Thursday through Saturday, though. So the vegetation dryness going to be critically to extremely dry across the board during this time frame once again. And then you factor in some of the lightning chances that'll happen because you see this area of low pressure all the way down in the desert southwest right now. But this is a little indicator. This is going to start to move up our way, and this is going to start to shovel some monsoonal moisture and some lightning chances into our region. Remember, that key threshold is 20%. And so we're going to hit that in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin for Thursday and for Friday. And then by the time we get to Saturday, it looks like some of that's going to shift down to the Blues. So if we do happen to see that come to fruition, we could see mini lightning fires, and we're hoping that's not the case because our resources are already spread pretty thin as is. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Good air quality during the days, but turning smoky during the evenings. For Yakima, gusty with critically dry fuels through Wednesday, especially dangerous during the evenings. And then for Ellensburg, smoky due to the Three Queens fire. Also some dangerous valley winds through Wednesday. Then for Hermiston, should be mostly clear skies Monday, but a little bit more hazy for Tuesday. And finally for Walla Walla, hazy today and tomorrow. Then watching the chance for thunderstorms this upcoming weekend.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we return, the city of Richland has changed some aspects of their community meetings. What residents think about this change and how it will affect future community meetings when we return.
World class. At Shriners Children's, we're the largest network of pediatric orthopedic specialists in America, with access to the best doctors and procedures for everything from common to complex conditions. We're doing things no one else does, like leading today's research to shape tomorrow's care, redefining what kids needing care can do, and providing a world-class standard of care for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
During the final days of the back-to-school sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining group, and bed is on sale. So outfitting your off-campus studio or secluded study nook is elementary. Find sofas with contemporary elegance and lasting value, to clean lines and Italian leather. Shop dining with modern style and space-saving design, to classic charm with contemporary silhouettes. Affordable beds and versatile rustic comfort, to space-saving bunk beds and dove gray finish. Score the Colorado Twin for only $149.99 or Summit Twin for only $199.99. The back-to-school sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
The best week of summer starts here, where the Midway lights shine a little brighter,
Where fair favorites taste even better.
and every visit becomes a new memory. Thrilling rides, live entertainment,
Shopping,
exhibits.
family fun.
The Benton Franklin Fair returns August 25th through 29th. Plan your visit today at bentonfranklinfair.com and make memories during the best week of summer.
BentonFranklinFair.com.
Now, at McDonald's, the under $3 menu gives people what matters most. More options.
And when the option is a McChicken for just $2, it feels absolutely necessary. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts and C-Bombs proudly award Cataly a new bike.
Well, this girl does not sit still, so I'm sure she is going to be enjoying her summer with her brand new bike.
To learn more, click on Bikes for Tykes at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Welcome back. Richland City Council is making it easier for residents to speak up at meetings, but the debate reveals a deeper concern about whether anyone is actually listening. Richland City Council voted to give residents 3 minutes to speak during public comment periods, which is up from the original 2 minutes. The change comes as some residents question whether elected leaders actually listen to their concerns.
I think they're kind of just letting them talk just to shut them up in a way. I don't necessarily know if they're actually listening, nor do they care.
The council ultimately approved 3 minutes per speaker with no overall limit on public comment. This new rule has taken effect immediately. Into your crime alert this morning, a violent carjacking in Kennewick has police warning drivers to put their safety ahead of their vehicle. A man wearing a mask pointed a gun at a group of people, including a pregnant woman and several children. This was near East 1st Avenue and South Washington Street last Friday. Officers say the suspect pistol whipped 2 people, threatened to kill them, then took their keys and stole their van. Kennewick Police Officer Brigham Page says that these types of crimes are not common here, but if someone tries to take your car, getting away safely should be your top priority.
Property is property, and your safety as an individual is more important than that property, right? So if someone shows up and they're trying to take your car, right, I would look at distancing yourself, separate yourself, getting a hold of the police.
Police say the stolen van is a light blue 2005 Toyota Sienna with Washington plate CKR7162. The suspect is considered armed and dangerous, and if you see the van, police say do not approach it, but to call 911. Still ahead here when we return on Good Morning Northwest, the city of Yakima agreeing a public pool will undergo an upgrade with recent funding. Your time right now is 6:26, taking a live look out into Yakima this morning. And when we come back here, everything you need to know to start your week with your weather forecast, what you can expect in your area when we return.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating and Air.
Many abused and neglected animals are hungry and need help right now. Many animals are starving, wondering if food will ever come, with the unbearable pain that comes with that, and they need our help.
There are animals that have no idea when their next meal will come. They can't even remember when their last meal was. And they are moments from dying.
So I'm here to ask you, will you open your heart to help an animal who's hungry? Go online, call, or simply scan this code and donate just $19 a month. You'll help feed a hungry animal. That's just 63 cents a day to fill their empty bowl and show them the love in your heart.
There are empty bowls that are sitting there waiting to be filled. You can tell that these dogs are so weak from hunger. They've known no other life but a life of suffering.
No animal should have to go hungry. And with your support today, you will help feed a hungry animal. You can fill their bowl, but you have to make your urgent life-saving gift today. So please join in the next 10 minutes. And if you do, we'll send you this free welcome kit to thank you for helping an animal today.
There's always an empty bowl on the ground that should have food in it. And it's very clear from the appearance of these dogs that That bowl hasn't had food in it for a long time.
We urgently need 3,000 new donors in the next 30 days. Please say you'll be one of them by signing up today. No animal should ever go hungry, and I know you agree. Please make this the moment that you say, I won't stand by while they suffer. Help fill their bowl too. Go online, call, or scan this code right now.
Will you be a winner this week on Lucky Number Tuesday at Buy Mart? Stop in and check your number. Thousands will win 2 cans of Arizona 22-ounce teas just by matching their ending number. Plus, buy one for just 79 cents with Tuesday-only pricing. Match your entire number, and you'll win other great items, including an Active Era bed for your next camping adventure. Make sure your favorite Buy Mart is marked as your home store, making it possible for you to win with your entire number. Thousands win every Tuesday on Lucky Number Tuesday, only at Buy Mart.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thank you for joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Salas, hoping you had a safe and relaxing weekend. We're going to check back in with Josh now with what we can expect going into this new week. Josh?
Yeah, many alert days, a lot of fire danger through Saturday at least. So there's the potential for wind-driven fires through Wednesday in the valleys, the potential for lightning fires up in the mountains Thursday through Saturday. And again, I think that's a pretty conservative time frame. Also dealing with some bad air quality, not as bad as it was for a lot of last week. In fact, the air quality looking pretty good for a lot of us for this morning. But a little bit later in the day, the fire is going to start to flare up, especially for downwind of the Three Queens fire. Ellensburg, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla will see the smoke picking up as we head into the evening. Current temperatures out there, 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 54 for the Tri-Cities, 66 for Walla Walla, 65 degrees in Yakima. Already windy in the Kittitas Valley, and a little bit later this evening, those are going to start to spill down into the upper Yakima Valley, peaking between 25 to 30 miles per hour. So that's why we're going with alert days for the valleys, that potential for wind-driven fires. But otherwise, we'll have a lot of sunshine, high temperatures, mostly ending up around 90 for lower elevations. Now let's step you through the active fires that are currently burning on the map. We start off with the Three Queens fire that's burning to the north of Lake Cochise in Kittitas County, around 2,500 acres, and it is active all over the perimeter. And for that reason, we saw multiple evacuation expansions over the weekend. So we have level 3, level 2, and level 1 in between Lake Cochise and Cle-Elum Lake. And so you can find those full evacuation boundaries posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Okay, we take you from the Cascades all the way over to the Blues. The Hagen fire is now over 45,000 acres, 11% contained. Still very active on the southern and the eastern flank, but especially this little pocket that's bubbling up on the northeastern side of the fire. And for that reason, also saw multiple evacuation expansions over the weekend, extending to the east of Oregon Highway 204 and expanding up towards the north, towards Tollgate and Langdon Lake. Spout Springs included in this as well. And speaking of Oregon 204, big time closure for Oregon 204. The entire highway is shut down from Weston to Elgin. So if this happens to change, we'll let you know. Also, you can find the most up-to-date information for Oregon roadways by going to tripcheck.com. But that is a big deal that that highway is shut down. Okay. We'll keep it in the Blues a little bit further to the north. The Paradise fire, which is now, we'll round up, we'll say 3,200 acres, and it is more actively burning now in Columbia and Wallowa counties. We did see evacuation expansions into Columbia County this weekend, that little slice of Columbia County under the level 1 Be Ready evacuation. And finally, the only new fire that we saw start up over the weekend, that would be the Nunamaker Road fire in northeastern Franklin County. It's around 21,000 acres, very large fire, but it's now 80% contained, so pretty well in hand. We'll have a lot more to say about the fires coming up a little bit later in the show.
All right, thank you, Josh. We turn now over into Yakima, where the city is agreeing on when the Franklin Pool will be funded for repairs. The city must have these funds turned in by the end of September. That's when the city council will go over how much money the pool has made in 2026 so far. Franklin Pool was expecting to receive $80,000 for repair costs, but that number dropped to $50,000. The city council wants to compare other pools in the area to see if the Franklin Pool should continue its operation next year.
We're going to add $120,000 to the pool fund for Franklin Pool. That'll be a transfer in from the general fund. That's for the operations, and we're going to add $50,000 in for the repairs that happened earlier this year.
The pool has been open for 75 years and still attracts many visitors, but the constant repairs and funding going in the pool has been a challenge for the city. When we return here on Good Morning Northwest, is travel insurance needed for a vacation? We find out with our consumer reports. And your time right now is 6:34. We're taking a live look out into Pasco, where the Dust Devils play. Going into this week, we are looking at alert days. We are looking at smoky air still, air quality concerns, however, not looking as bad as last week. However, what we can expect exactly when we return.
This summer, turn moments into lifelong memories with Broadmoor RV. Feel the thrill of adventure and the warmth of togetherness. Explore the great outdoors with the comfort of home, and let every adventure become a story worth sharing. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Ready to move to the music and savor the munchies? Join Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for the 9th Annual Music and Munchies, Saturday, September 19th at the Reach Museum in Richland. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. Featuring live music from American Honey with headliner Austin Jenks. Taste local bites and bid in the silent auction. Presented by Tri-County Partners and Peton Wealth. Every bite and every beat helps build safe, affordable homes. See you under the stars.
You're actually the winner of STCU's Volunteers Count, and we have a $1,000 check for you.
My dad was a Kiwanis president. He currently is a Kiwanis president in Richland. And so I was always told, like, giving back to your community is one of the best things that you can do. And I think that that's what volunteering is making sure that you can provide that little glimmer of hope for them.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Central Plus checking. I got you. Let's fix that. Takeout? Discount.
Discover the magic of Central Plus checking from ICCU. Life's greener here.
At Fred's Appliance, we know that real life is dishes in the sink, whether you're on the go or staying at home. As the #1 Bosch dealer in the region, we have the largest in-stock Get It Today inventory, ready to provide you relief from the sink. We don't do gimmicks, just clean dishes and everyday low prices. With our price match guarantee and friendly customer service, we make it convenient for you to shop appliances. Fred's Appliance, your local appliance expert since 1962.
During wildfire season, a spark could become an inferno. That's why Apple Valley News Now's First Alert team is always tracking.
Winds, humidity, lightning, even the smallest change can make the biggest difference.
It matters to you, which means it matters to us.
When it comes to wildfires, the First Alert team is on your side for one reason: to keep you safe. Chief Meteorologist Josh Cobrath and the First Alert team, on air, in your hand, or online, only on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Cobrath.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to continue to be smoky for this week, but thankfully not as smoky as what we saw for a lot of last week. But we'll put this into motion. It's definitely not going to be perfect out there. And what I'm tracking in particular would be this Three Queens fire up in Kittitas County. It's going to flare. It's inevitably going to flare up a little bit later in the day, and we'll get that northwesterly pushing winds. So that'll put a lot of thick smoke into the Kittitas Valley, but eventually downwind of there later in the evening into the Tri-Cities and Walla Walla. So that's going to be the cycle for today, and it looks like the cycle is going to be very similar as we head into tomorrow as well. I think we're going to find ourselves in this pattern for quite some time until A, we get more rainfall, or B, there are more fires on the map, which would, of course, shake up the whole situation. But here's what to do during stretches of poor air quality. Stay indoors if you can help it. Wear protective masks like the N95 or the KN95. Use clean air filters. Watch for symptoms of smoke inhalation. And as always, you can find this list posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. High temperatures, hey, at least these aren't going to be oppressively hot over the next 7 days. I mean, it's still going to be toasty out there. Don't get me wrong. We're going to be in the mid-80s in Yakima by lunchtime, low 90s for the hottest part of the day. But in general, 80s and 90s for lower elevations. Folks, I think we can handle this. And then the high temperature is going to stay fairly steady Eddie over the next 7 days. So at least we got that going for us. But this is working against us. A lot of fire concerns this week. We'll talk about all that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. We turn now over into our consumer reports because vacations can be expensive. Flights, hotels, car rentals, or even a cruise can quickly run into the thousands of dollars. But what if a medical emergency, natural disaster, or mega travel delays disrupt your trip? That's where travel insurance might come in handy. Consumer Reports takes a closer look at what those policies cover, what they don't, and whether or not they're worth your money.
Vacationing, my family and I, in Puerto Vallarta.
Mandy Tradehan says that trip to Mexico took an unexpected turn when cartel violence broke out, forcing the city into lockdown and shutting down the airport.
And there was kind of a mad rush to try to find your way home, try to find accommodation.
Mandy had travel protection through her credit card, but when she looked closely at the terms, she wasn't sure it would cover an extended stay. Consumer Reports says credit card coverage is a good start, but is often limited. A separate travel insurance policy may cover things like refunds if you prepaid for a vacation, but can't take the trip due to illness, or extra hotel nights, meals, or the cost of rebooking a flight if your trip is disrupted. Consumer Reports says sites like Insure My Trip and Squaremouth make it easier to compare plans.
Once you find a policy, don't assume that you're covered for everything.
Lisa Gill is an investigative reporter with Consumer Reports.
Make sure you know what the policy will and won't pay for.
A medical emergency is also worth thinking about. Most health insurance plans, including Medicare, offer limited or no coverage abroad.
Consider a plan that covers medical evacuations, especially if you're traveling outside the United States and won't be around any major hospitals, such as on a cruise.
And if you have a pre-existing condition, check that it's covered. And when comparing plans, choose one that provides primary coverage so you don't have to file a claim with your own health insurance first. Finally, check that the travel insurance company has strong ratings from the Better Business Bureau and AM Best.
I think it's good to be cautious.
For Mandy, the takeaway is to have a better backup plan when things don't go as expected.
Travel insurance is definitely a nice security to have and give you peace.
This is Jaima Crespo.
Consumer Reports says if you have a licensed travel or booking agent, they can help you understand exactly what your policy covers, so you're not left guessing when you actually might need it. Coming up here on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. Taking a live look out into the rodeo grounds in Ellensburg. Today we are looking at an alert day and more on that going into this week. We're still looking at lots of fire danger concerns, what you can expect in your region, and how to stay safe. Find out after this.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion.
We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
You've seen him on America's Got Talent in Deal or No Deal.
My wife said, you gotta go to your optometrist. I go, why? She goes, you can't see the signs.
Now see him live.
I said, I can see the signs. I can't see the words.
Howie Mandel, Saturday, October 10th at Legends Casino Hotel.
I'm legally blind. Do you know why that's funny? I have been judging a talent show for the last 9 years.
Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Howie Mandel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have the potential for wind-driven fires through Wednesday for the Kittitas and the Yakima Valleys. It's going to be critically dry. Will be gusty out there, so level 4 out of 5 for vegetation dryness for lower elevations Monday through Wednesday. Just for good measure, extremely dry for the Cascades and for the Blues. But then you factor in the wind gusts that we'll have for each day. For today, gusts for the, especially for the upper Yakima Valley and the Kittitas Valley, going to be anywhere between 30 to 45 miles per hour. For tomorrow, 25 to 35 miles per hour. And then for Wednesday, once again, 25 to 35 miles per hour. So the most dangerous day is going to be Monday, but that's really splitting hairs. On any one of these days, fires could start or spread quickly, especially in the valleys. So here's how to prevent wildfires. Don't burn yard waste or toss cigarettes, drag trailer chains, park on dry grass, or shoot off fireworks. All big no-nos. Okay, then there's going to be the potential for lightning fires up in the mountains for Thursday through Saturday. And so the vegetation is still going to be critically to extremely dry out there during the stretch. And then you factor in the lightning chances, which we'll show you in just a second. But the catalyst for those going to be this area of low pressure that's way down in the desert southwest right now. But this is eventually going to usher in some monsoonal moisture to our neck of the woods. And it's going to shovel in some lightning chances. So we'll take these one day at a time for Thursday. And remember, that critical lightning threshold be 20%. That's when lightning fire chances start to become very tangible. And so we'll see that in the upper Yakima Basin for Thursday, once again for Friday, and then for Saturday, it looks like that's going to shift down to the Blues. So we're hoping and praying that this doesn't come to fruition. We definitely don't need a bunch more fires on the map, but it's certainly going to be a possibility. You can see day-by-day lightning chances for your exact home address location by downloading our weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Good air quality during the days, but turning smoky during the evenings. Then for Yakima, gusty with critically dry fuels through Wednesday, especially dangerous during the evenings. And then for Ellensburg, smoky due to the Three Queens fire. Also some dangerous valley winds through Wednesday. Then for Hermiston, should be mostly clear skies Monday, but a little bit more hazy for Tuesday. And finally for Walla Walla, hazy today and tomorrow, then watching the chance for thunderstorms this upcoming weekend. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, growing demands for answers in Mississippi after a 29-year-old mother of 4 was found dead, hanging from a tree.
My heart hurts. I miss you more than words can say. A part of me
left with you. The Jackson Police Department saying an active death investigation is underway. They have not named any suspects. The family telling ABC News the circumstances surrounding Tasia Fortune's death do not add up. Concern growing in the community and among local leaders, given Mississippi's troubling history with lynchings and racially motivated killings.
Tasia loved living life. Like, there's no way that she took her own life.
And coming up at 7 a.m., the details on this tragic loss and strange circumstances. With your GMA First Look, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News, Atlanta.
Your mental health is better. But having uncontrollable body movements called TD, tardive dyskinesia, can feel embarrassing.
I asked my doctor about treating my TD with Ingrezza.
#1 prescribed Ingrezza reduced TD movements by greater than 10 times, with most seeing a response as early as 2 weeks. And you can keep taking most mental health meds.
Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior or mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling and hives, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you before operating a car or dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these might be life-threatening. Shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance may occur.
Taking control starts with asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Now, the morning sprint.
Crews across the western U.S. are battling a number of raging wildfires, and that includes Nevada's bug fire north of Reno, close to the California border. The bug fire has already forced evacuations in the Cold Springs and Red Rock areas, where crews have been working to protect homes from being destroyed. Crews from across the Tahoe Basin joined the fight, with aircraft making drops throughout the night on Saturday. Into your business news this morning, the USPS is reporting a $2.5 billion net loss for the third quarter of the fiscal year. Operating revenue grew to nearly $20 billion, an increase of more than 6%. While management highlights progress in areas they can control, Postmaster General David Steiner warns that the agency faces a severe liquidity crisis. He says legislative and other actions are needed for its long-term sustainability. Kellogg says it's expediting its plan to remove all artificial colors from its cereals. It intends to start making Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks without them here soon. Kellogg says new versions using natural colors could reach retailers before the year's end. The company adds it also removing BHT from its cereal packaging.
Alrighty, in your fire watch for this morning, we're going to start off with the Three Queens fire that started back in July, but it's really become a bigger thing, much bigger deal over the last handful of days. So this is the one that's burning around Cochise Lake. It's now around 2,500 acres, no containment, and the entire fire perimeter is very active right now. We did see expanded evacuations over the weekend. Level 3 go now, level 2 be set, level 1 be ready. In between Cochise Lake and Cochise Lake and Cle Elum Lake. So you can find these full evacuation zones and boundaries posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Okay, we take you from the Cascades all the way over to the Blues. The Hagen fire saw evacuation expansions with this one over the weekend as well. It's over 45,000 acres, only 11% contained, and it's the southern and especially the eastern and specifically the northeastern flank of the fire that continues to be very problematic. And so for that reason, we saw level 3 go now evacuations expanded to the east of Oregon 204 to the north. So this does include Tollgate, Langdon Lake, Spout Springs as well. And speaking of Tollgate, it's closed for business. All of Oregon Highway 204 is shut down. This is a very big deal. It's kind of a big thoroughfare from Pendleton all the way down to the La Grande area, the Grand Ronde Valley. So anyway, that's closed. Then also we have the Paradise Fire, which is burning to the north of there, more so in Columbia and Wallowa counties at this point. You can round up, say it's 3,200 acres. Saw evacuation expansions with this one over the weekend, that new level 1 Be Ready area in Columbia County. And then finally, the one new fire we did see spark up over the weekend would be the Nunamaker Road Fire in northeastern Franklin County. This one grew by quite a bit, 21,000 acres, but it's now 80% contained, so pretty well in hand at this point. And for more information on these fires, let's go back to Zoe.
All right, thank you, Josh. We're getting into the top 5 local here now. Pacific Power released an update regarding the number of concerns that were expressed after recent outages. Enhanced safety settings were put in place for wildfire season, while others were shutting off the power due to the wildfires happening in close proximity to nearby communities. The Wallula Junction is expecting more traffic. Officials say State Route 730 between the junction of US 12 and the Oregon State line will see backups from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. until at least August 24th. WSDOT also says there will be flaggers and pilot vehicles controlling and alternating traffic for the roadwork. The smoke concerns have shut down many outdoor community events, even local pools. However, farmers markets are still open amid these conditions. Health officials and vendors say due to the air quality, it's not the produce they're selling currently on their tables that's the concern. It's the produce that they are actually growing that's getting pushed back by weeks. The city of Yakima is agreeing on when the Franklin Pool will be funded for repairs. Franklin Pool was expecting to receive $80,000 for repair costs, but that number dropped to $50,000. The city council wants to compare other pools in the area to see if the Franklin Pool should continue its operation next year. Richland City Council voted to give residents 3 minutes to speak during public comment periods. This is up from 2 minutes originally. The council ultimately approved 3 minutes per speaker with no overall limit on public comment, and the debate reveals a deeper concern about whether anyone is actually listening. What's trending this morning, the jackpot has claimed to an estimated $905 million for Monday's drawing.
Yeah, but no one has gone home empty-handed, though, as a ticket sold in Texas won $2 million. 4 tickets sold in Arizona, Florida, Michigan, and New York each won $1 million.
No one has won the jackpot in more than 3 months. The last grand prize was on May 2nd.
Powerball is played in 45 states and Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and now the UK.
Wow, 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 wow. Well, congratulations to everyone who's won so far.
And I must ask, you know, the hypothetical, if you won the Powerball, what would you do with the money?
Oh my gosh, what would I do? I don't know. Probably provide for like my entire family or something like that. What would you do?
Good answer. Probably the same thing. Put a lot in savings.
Yeah, maybe invest, save, you know, think about the future a little.
Nothing too irresponsible.
Yeah, right.
A lot of the lottery winners, they like blow it all.
They just blow it all away.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and let's take a look at our weather as we're headed out the front door for this morning. Air quality not looking half bad, at least for now, but the fire is going to flare up a little bit later in the day, and we're expecting, especially into the evening, that smoke plume from the Three Queens fire over places like Ellensburg, the Tri-Cities, and Walla Walla. It's already, I would classify these as windy gusts this morning in the Kittitas Valley. A little bit later today, especially into the evening, those are going to start to spill down into the upper Yakima Valley, so we could see those gusts anywhere between 30 to 45 miles per hour. Temperatures out there this morning, 50s and 60s for lower elevations, not feeling half bad. The temperature is not going to be a problem for today. The problem will be the wind gusts that we were just talking about for the valleys. That's the reason we're going with the alert day. And we'll just kind of run that back for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the attention shifts up to the mountains. Chances for lightning fires Thursday through Saturday, and again, smoky for this week. Downwind fires not as bad as what we saw for last week, at least for now.
All right, getting into this new week here, Josh.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching Good Morning Northwest.
Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.